All right, guys, we are on day 12. By now, we should have some more clarity about our travel plans, about the next couple big trips we want to take. Yesterday, we filled out a budgeting worksheet to help us figure out an approximate cost for um, for our next big trip. And today, we are going to talk about saving money for travel. Now, here's the real deal, guys. If travel is a priority for you in your life, you need to treat it as a priority in your budget. Because if you don't plan for it and set money aside for it, for your dreams, they are just not going to happen. So here in the modern world, we take our energy and we work and we convert it into money. And the money is what we use to spend on the things that are important to us. So if travel is important to you, we need to make a means for our energy to be put towards that in the form of money. So first of all, you should think about figuring out if it works best for you to save for each individual trip, or if it works best for you to save an average amount throughout the year based on the number of trips that you're planning on taking, the number of travel days that you're planning for. So if you are just planning on taking one or two big trips a year, it might work for you to save individually for each trip. We take kind of a hybrid approach. We prefer to set money aside each month to cover our big trips. So it's just a category in our budget to cover our expenses for our big trips, and we fund the smaller, more spontaneous trips individually. So for instance, I just kind of know in my head that $3,000 to $4,000 is the amount that we normally spend on our 2-week, summer trip. So I just kind of plan for that. I break that apart into months and I kind of plan for that throughout the year. Same for our winter trip, a couple $2,000 to $3,000 for a week in the winter somewhere. So, one thing that works really well for a lot of people is to try setting up an automatic transfer to your savings for your travel budget, either for the number that you came up with in your worksheet that you filled out yesterday, or just 100 to 150, whatever your travel budget is for the year broken down into months. You can set that up to transfer into your savings. That way it happens automatically and you don't have to think about it. Because I know how it goes. Intentions are really good, but if it's one more thing that you have to think about and keep track of up here, it's probably not going to happen. Now, let's talk about the big elephant in the room. What happens when there is no money left in your budget for your travel goals? I know that this is the reality for a lot of folks out there. I completely get that. We were in that position for a long, long time. So there's a couple things that you can think about here. First of all, a great resource that I want to point you towards is on this Facebook group, Heart Center with Martha. And when you join that group, look for the Side Gig to Main Gig Challenge in the guide section of the group. Excuse me, allergy attack. It's springtime. Ooh, this is a really great resource for taking that little thing that you've had in your mind that you've been thinking about, to kind of do on the side to bring in a little extra money, putting rocket boosters on it, getting it going, making it successful, giving you all the pieces you need to make that successful, and then showing you how to transition that into the dream life that you are looking for. So check that out. That's an awesome resource there on the Heart Center with Martha Facebook page. So a couple other strategies to use. If there is just not enough money to use, you can consider a couple other ways that you could fund your travel. Now, realistically, setting aside $150 to $300 a month is that's kind of what you need. That's what our travel budget is. So yours might be a little higher or lower, but that's a good place to start. So you have to start thinking about where you could come up with an extra couple $100 to $300 a month. there's a couple different things that I've done in the past that have really helped reach our travel goals. So could you consider thinking outside the box, maybe getting a job in the travel industry? We're going to do some more talking about this in detail coming up in a training in the group, but jobs with hotels or car rental companies or airlines are a great way to help bring your travel costs down, because you're going to get some great discounts and save on some of those big pieces of your trip. So could a part-time job at a hotel on the weekends help you to fund your travel goals? For sure it could. Could you maybe work a little bit of overtime? So figure out, how much overtime you would need to work to get to an extra, say, $200 a month, and, just make it happen and just dedicate that money every month, as an automatic transfer to your savings for your travel budget. You could look at cutting costs, and, we're going to talk more about the importance of setting up a household travel budget. But look at what costs you can cut, to fund your travel. Are you eating out? Are you doing a lot of expensive things, in your life, in your own leisure activities that could go towards your travel budget? Going out to an expensive dinner, a couple times a month, or other things that may be optional things. If travel is important to you, at some point you're going to have to decide, is this more important or is that more important? It may come to that. I'm going to post a link to a video about finance here. Make sure you check this out. This is Martha. She's a brilliant business strategist, and the ULA guys, and it's a video talking about finance and how to stretch that gap in your budget so that you can make more of your dreams happen. So your homework for today is to take the travel savings tracking spreadsheet that is with this video, download it and fill it out. And the reason that this is super important is because it's going to keep it real in your mind, so you can visually see your progress towards your savings goals and your travel dreams. So you're going to take your budgeting worksheet from yesterday, and you're going to take that and you're going to continue on into this travel saving worksheet so you can make a plan for how much you need to be saving to make your travel dreams happen. And once you can see that amount and it's a real thing, it's concrete, it's there, then you can take the next step and make a plan to figure out how we're going to make that happen. So I hope this is helpful for you. Please post any comments down underneath this video, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow.